Hey everybody, welcome to Daily Chakra. My name is Jeff, and today we're going to do a little nice, simple evening relaxation sequence. It's Friday night. I'm not going out tonight, so let's hang out together. So, first thing I want to do is well, it's Friday, so that means on the Daily Chakra channel, we're up here at the fifth chakra. So we're going to talk about communication and that kind of stuff while we do a nice little simple practice. So cue the intro music. La da da, Daily Chakra. Ba ba da da. You don't have to believe in the chakras, but the point is there's 7 of them, one for each day of the week. Today happens to be Friday. Ba ba. Okay, so I invite you to join me sitting up nice and tall on the floor. Maybe you have a yoga mat. Maybe you're like me and you don't even have one right now. So either way, sit up nice and tall and dig that tailbone into the ground. Head nice and tall, spine as long as can be. I'll go sideways to demonstrate. And head up, nice and tucked, slightly underneath here. So the first thing I want to do is some neck rolls. Yes, that's right. So we're going to start with the neck and the throat. So today's Friday, which means the Vishuddha chakra, or the throat chakra. So what this talks about, among other things, is sometimes there's conversations in life that we're avoiding. Isn't that right? So sometimes you have a conversation and switch that you know you need to have, but it's kind of difficult sometimes to bring things up or whatever. Maybe it's with a coworker or your boss or at home. So today's the day to consider, and now you can come side to side. In fact, take your hand just above the ear, and as you bring the shoulder down, a nice gentle stretch to get the whole side of the neck here. So today's the day to consider what's the conversation that I'm avoiding, and how can I go about expressing myself clearly in a way that the other person won't, be offended, or shoulder down and coming to the other side, to get what we both want. I learned something in a book called Crucial Conversations. It's a very good book. Matter of fact, I have it right here. Highly recommend this book. I'll do readings from it later. But one of the things they say is start with heart. So any conversation that you need to have, let's take a family member. Let's say you're arguing with a family member. Chin down, spine nice and long. So again, keep the spine nice and long. You don't want to just hunch like this. Keep the spine nice and long and just stretching out the neck here. One thing I read in that book when it comes to effective communication is start with heart. So if you remember yesterday, that's where we were at yesterday. So lucky for us, communication is right there. So when we're starting with heart, when you talk to a family member, your goal, a lot of times we have these agendas. No matter what the conversation is, you have your own agenda. So I want you to put your hands behind now. I usually come to fists in this type of situation. We're going to come back for a nice, counter to the, you get it. So you don't want to just come back. You want to think of it as coming up and back. There you go. So starting with heart, what you want to do is when you're having a conversation with a family member, let's say the stakes are high, something that says in the book, bring your hands to prayer. Nice deep breath. What we want to do now is loosen up the wrists. So we're going to do this move in a second. That's a pretty cool move, I know. But first we'll start slow and just take your left hand and grab your right fingertips and nice gentle stretch down this way. Nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Feel that wrist loosening up. And then we'll come the other way. So start with heart. That means when you're having a conversation with someone, what's your end goal? So if you're having a conversation, you're arguing with a family member, know that most likely your end goal with that family member is, when you ask yourself, what's my end goal here? Your end goal is to have a loving, kind relationship with your family member. Isn't that right? But we forget those things when we're pissed off and you're arguing. But trying to keep that in mind when you start with heart. What do I really want here? I want, let's say, your mom. I want to have a nice, loving relationship with my mom, right? So keep that in mind next time you're arguing, or you find yourself tempted to argue. So I think that's a good fifth chakra principle that I learned in that book called Crucial Conversations. Okay, so now the cool, fancy wrist move. So you're keeping the heel. I'm calling this the heel of the wrist. I may be just making that up, but focus on keeping the heel of the wrist together. Okay, you don't want to. It's not this. Okay, you want to keep the heel of the wrist together as you come around, and it looks pretty cool and it feels cool. I learned this in yoga teacher training. And then you can come the other way. So I thought, and then like, let's say you're at a rave and you had different whatever colors on each finger. This is how you would look cool. So maybe you are going out tonight, and then you can use this move. See, daily chakra, multiple purposes. So bring the hands back to prayer, and I want you to press in actually this time and you're going to feel it here on the top of the wrists. Very good. So remember, starting with heart when you're going to have a crucial conversation. And anytime you're getting into a conversation, ask yourself, what's my end goal here? And don't let frustration or anger or impatience get you away from that goal. All right? So now we're going to work our way down the spine. We're going to come to spinal twist. I'm going to put right leg over left. And again, I usually come to a fist here, but hand down, or you come to fingertips. The point is to get a solid base so that you can grow up your spine nice and tall. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, twist over the shoulder. Very nice. You can kind of use your other hand here as leverage to give you a nice twist. There you go. Inhale, bring the head around to center. And exhale, look over the shoulder. Very nice. Inhale, grow nice and tall. Exhale, twist it out. There you go. I'm going to fall asleep like a baby tonight, honey. Okay, inhale back around. Give it a little shaky shake. There you go. And I'm going to do a little spin move. We're going to come around to the other side. So using the hand to root down, grow nice and tall. Inhale up. Inhale. Crown of the head toward the ceiling. And exhale, twist over the left shoulder. Very nice. So what else does the fifth chakra talk about? Communication and creativity. Here's a quote. People talk about, you create your life with your words. What does that mean? Sometimes with you don't mean, that could be part of it. I'm going to come to hamstring stretch now. Jasana, so left foot in against the right thigh. And we just did the twist, so that's good. We're going to remember on this pose, it's actually a bit of a twist. You're not coming straight, you're coming slightly to the right. So we're going to prime that by twisting to the right a bit here. Grow nice and tall. Exhale, think of it as coming up and over your belly now toward the foot. Very nice. So you create your life with your words. So sometimes you hear people saying things like that are kind of self-deprecating, and they're kind of creating their own self-opinion with their negative words. For example, like, oh, I could never do X, Y, Z, or oh, I always screw it up, or things like that. And I think the more you say things like that, your self-esteem's going down. I think it's important to use words that are going to empower you and make you feel powerful. I think this fits perfectly in with the fifth chakra. And so let's come to the other side now. Twist a bit to the left. Exhale up and over for your foot or ankle or wherever you're at today. You don't have to come quite as far as me. That's okay. Wherever flexibility you have today, don't judge. Don't say things to yourself like, oh, I'm not flexible today. Maybe you're less flexible. Just because you're less flexible one day to the next, that happens. I'm telling you that's what happens. Some days you're more flexible than others, so no need to kind of feel bad about it. Just accept, right? All right, moving down to the hips. So get soles of the feet together. All right, and then we're gonna inhale. I like to scoot my butt as close up to my heels as possible. Spine nice and long. Exhale, just let the knees hang down to the ground. So where were we? Yeah, using words that are going to empower you. Now, you can argue that this is going to actually benefit your life or not. I personally think it does, because if you say something over and over, or if you hear something over and over, you begin to believe it. So I found in my journey that it's better when I use words that, I'm consciously using them. When I'm conscious of my words, I end up feeling better and saying things like, oh, I can accomplish anything I want. My goals are attainable. Versus, I've caught myself saying things like, oh, I probably won't do that, or etc. Your words are creating reality. So, all right, I like to put kind of forearms underneath your knees and grab wrist here. And going for a nice straight spine. This is kind of a little counter to the hip opening. So tailbone rooting down to the ground, and spine nice and long, shoulders down. Very nice. Coming onto the back. Start with knees in. There you go. So I was going to go to a party, but it's not starting till 11. And I know that that's cool and everything, but I actually have to be up early tomorrow. I gotta drive about an hour in the morning. I gotta be in Brooklyn, helping my cousin build his apartment/office space. So that's tomorrow. So you know what? I'm not going to the party tonight, which starts at 11. Sorry. I would like to go to a party, and actually and this would be a party where I only know one person, the person that invited me. This dude, so I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll go to this party. And it would have been a good fifth chakra exercise, because I would have had to talk to people that I don't know. And that is, maybe coming up one of these Fridays I'll end up doing it, and we can talk about it then. But talking to people that you don't know is cool, because it gets you out of your comfort zone. So tonight, if you are going out, talk to people that you don't know, because anytime you do something that's getting you out of your comfort zone, you're kind of building up thicker skin. Other goals that you have don't seem so intimidating, because you're used to, or you're getting used to, or you're making a habit of, getting out there and doing stuff. So, versus watching TV all the time like a lot of people do. But, if you watch TV all the time and you're not active, you're probably not watching this right now. So, preaching to the choir a little bit, but hey, that's great. If you agree or disagree, put it in the comments. Leave a comment. That's like my favorite thing, is to see comments from you guys. So keep those coming, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. And so that I hope you enjoyed that little sequence. Tonight I'm going to do some reading. I have to prepare for our Sunday show, Chakra, on Sunday, talking about God, right? Connecting with God and the universe. So that's for Sunday. Look forward to that. Let's see, what's the chapter I'm going to read? The chapter I'm going to read is called Rumi. Ooh, look at that. So you may have heard of Rumi, Come With Me, My Beloved. So that's what we're going to talk about Sunday after I read the chapter, and then I can report back to you. But for now, I almost forgot. We got the Teish. Still preparing for 5-minute meditation. If I can find my phone. Nope, you know what? I left it downstairs. We'll have to wing it. So if you're still watching and haven't signed off, you're winning, because doing the meditation is the most important. While you're getting nice and comfortable and preparing to kind of clear your mind for a bit, I'll tell you a little secret. It's not really a secret, but it's kind of like cool. The purpose of yoga, it turns out, is to get your body to a place where you can sit comfortably and meditate. So it's funny that sometimes we think the goal of yoga is to look a certain way, or to have your butt look a certain way in pants. Actually, purpose of yoga, all the poses that we do, all the downward dogs and the cobras and all that, the goal of that isn't to, on the surface level, build muscle or lose fat or whatever. The actual goal of doing the yoga poses is to get to a point where you can comfortably meditate. So if you're meditating or about to, you're really doing it. You know what? That's the whole point of the whole thing. That's the whole point of yoga. The point of yoga is so that you can meditate. How profound. So we're kicking butt. We're doing it right now. Okay, let's just get to it. I'll shut up. You shut up. Everyone shut up. So my point that I make every day, again, is yoga. Meditation is not a spiritual thing. It's for your brain. Your brain can calm down. This is the time of day where you can say, hey, I'm going to relax no matter what's happening in front of me. It's possible for me to be stress-free and carefree and still responsible no matter what's going on. Nothing can bother me. And meditation is one of the best ways to achieve that kind of mindset. So, connecting with the breath. So maybe picture in your mind the person or something that reminds you of this conversation that you need to have. Picture in your mind the person that you need to talk to. Picture them smiling. Picture you sitting there next to the person, having just completed a conversation where you're both happy. You both were able to effectively communicate your desires, and you came to an agreement. Maybe there was some compromise, and maybe it didn't work out for you exactly how you thought you wanted it, but now, talking to the other person, hearing their side, no one was yelling or arguing. The way that it worked out now may be a little different from what you thought, but it's even better, actually. So sometimes things work out better if I listen. Sometimes things work out better if I speak truthfully without frustration or impatience. So I want you to picture you sitting there next to your friend or whoever, and now you're having the after conversation where you're both happy and satisfied and just kind of shooting the breeze. You're both getting what you want. You started with heart. You began with the end in mind. There's another buzz phrase when it comes to communication. Begin with the end in mind, and you will always move toward your goal. So picturing yourself getting what you want because you were able to communicate it effectively. What a blessing. Now I want you to imagine, how do you feel? Knowing that I was able to communicate effectively and now I'm going to get just what I want. Everyone else is happy and satisfied too and getting what they want from their side. How do I feel? Just sit with that feeling, knowing that you can channel it anytime. Because, repeat after me, I deserve it. Nice, that's right. I deserve it. nice deep breath. Blink those eyes open. Hey, there you are. So I hope you have a fun night tonight, hanging out by yourself or whoever else, hanging out at home with whoever. Nice and relaxed now. I can enjoy. I'm going to eat a little bit now and do some reading, maybe watch TV for a little bit, and then I'm going to get to bed early. So hope you have a good night too. And don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe up to the channel. You can do that by clicking at the little red button that says subscribe. That way you'll be notified every time we make a new video. That's it. So now it's up to you. Make today awesome. Peace. See you tomorrow morning. Perish.